The fights you've all been waiting for are coming. This is the main card of the tournament. It's time to crown the new featherweight champion. The phenomenal stand-up fighter Lozen Keita has already dominated the lightweight division, but that wasn't enough. He also wants the undisputed belt at featherweight. There he will face one of Germany's greatest talents, the elite ground fighter, Nico Samsonidze. #1 ranked lightweight Ronald Paradisa has demolished one opponent after the other for the past year and wants to finally take his place on the lightweight throne. But to do that, once again he must face the legendary Bukinger, who defeated Paradisa 3 years ago in a title fight. How will this rematch of Slovak stars turn out? A fantastic shootout between two stand-up champions as they look to move up the featherweight rankings. Voted 2022 Fan Fighter of the Year, Vlado Langal, and Swedish international Thai boxing champion, Samuel Bark. Standout striker Mate Peñez is back in Octagon. After a 1-year break, he will be tested by the Norwegian toughman, Olli Magna. World ranked number 77 and Octagon ranked number 3 light heavyweight Rafael Javier is back to winning ways, commanding respect throughout the division. In a battle of the executioners, he takes on the champion of 3 promotion, Dan Vinny, who has an incredible 23 finishes out of 24 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the main card of Octagon 50, Keita versus Samsonidze.
Krásný dobrý večer, dámy a pánové, chlapci a děvčata, moji milí samurové, vítejte v Ostravar aréně ve Vítkovicích, ale především v tomhletom nejtvrdším městě republiky. Krásný dobrý večer v Ostravě, ahoj! Octagon 50, Octagon 50 is ready to start, so welcome in Ostrava, and I would like to say where it's all start when I was born. Now we are here on Octagon 50.
Let's not go that far back, Andre.
My name is Andre. This is Brian Lacey, English voice of Octagon. Hello, Brian. So what we got today?
Listen, before we talk about the fights, let's talk about this moment. Octagon 50, December 2016, you started this crazy circus. Did you ever think it would become what it has become, and what's that mean to you?
Definitely, I always dream with Paolo to become the biggest possible organization. So we still believe that this is just the tournament 50. It's a really big number because it's just 7 years, but a lot of tournaments in front of us, a lot of fun in front of these people, because next year we'll be back with Octagon Tip Sport Game Changer in March with plenty of new fun. So I believe that there are many another 50s.
Amazing stuff. And tonight is a monumental event, not just because of the number 50, but the 2 title fights, right? First of all, the featherweight title fight at the top of the card, Lozen Keita taking on Nico Samsonidze. It is a world-class battle of martial artists.
Definitely, as we will talk before on commentary meeting, we all believe that if Lozen Keita will not be hurry in the first 2-3 minutes, and maybe in first round, then from the second, third round, Nico Samsonidze, he maybe doesn't look like the biggest favorite, but everybody who knows how he moves, how he can strike, how he can grapple, everybody believes that it should be the toughest fight so far for Lozen Keita.
It is without a doubt that, because Nico Samsonidze, a lot of people focus on the black belt, they focus on his grappling. He is an exquisite striker. He is also a master at putting all the facets of martial arts together. He is also facing Lozen Keita just 133 days since he broke his leg. This is his return fight, the first fight back where he will throw a kick with that leg and feel if it is ready to stand up to Nico Samsonidze. So with all that insight, it could be Nico's biggest chance, but again, we are talking about Lozen Keita, the biggest talent, potentially the biggest talent ever to grace the Octagon cage.
Maybe, we will see today. Definitely Lozen Keita, he's fighting in his home city, I can say, because like he came with the dress of our football club, Baník Ostrava. He's screaming our nasty words for Baník Ostrava, and everybody loves him here, even if he didn't fight yet in Ostrava. So it is his premiere, and I believe that this fight could be really something, and maybe it could be the fight of the year.
It could be the fight of the year, but what it will do is it will crown our new featherweight champion. That is one of the most stacked divisions, and to be the king of that division means something across the world, not just in Europe.
And also, before we lock down lightweight, we got a title fight, because next year it's going to be a lockdown because of the lightweight Team Sport Game Changer. But tonight we will have revenge for Ronnie, or maybe Ivan Bukinger will be again the champion. It's almost impossible, but he's here. He looks really strong, solid. So what do you think about this fight?
It is an amazing fight. The battle of Slovakia for the lightweight title. The rematch from Octagon 21. Ronnie Paradisa lost that, made one mistake in that fight, let Buki take his back, and that was it. This is Ronnie's third shot at a title, but it is the best he's looked. A 4-fight win streak, including beating Andrew Fisher on that run. Yet Buki is Buki. This will be his 50th walk to the cage. He's finished 34 of his 41 victories, and he is always ready to surprise us. So I'm excited.
For these two fights, it's hard to say that we got also Black Horse in this race for the fight of the night. But this Black Horse is definitely Bark versus Lengal, or if you want, Lengal, which is the fighter of the year 2022, against Samuel Bark. These two guys are unbelievable in the stand-up game. Maybe we will see Lengal for the first time to try to put it on the ground, but definitely we will see some fireworks.
The fact we have these two going together in the cage, Swedish national champion in Muay Thai, WBC international champion in Muay Thai in Samuel Bark. He is 6-1 in his last 7 fights in mixed martial arts against Lengal. Lengal has had 200 competitive striking bouts, 12-0 in boxing, 6-0 in 6-fight win streak in MMA currently, in the form of his life. It could literally be the fight that steals the show.
Definitely. We got some local fighters, like from Brno, Matěj Mani Peňaz is back after 1 year against Ole Magnor. And we got also Andreas Rashka, who won here battle for Ostrava. Actually, he lost, and he wants to win. And also, Jan Široky is here as a first fight on the main card. The whole arena will be step behind his back, because maybe because of his enter song, but because he's also a really likable local guy. But his opponent is not that easy from England.
Now, Stefano Kotalik has stepped in on short notice, but he's not to be underestimated. He's champion in domestic divisions in the UK, Thai boxing background, but trains at Great Britain Top Team, one of the top wrestling mixed martial arts camps. So he is here to upset. He believes he will get it done inside too, and we might have quite a few upset people in Ostrava.
Definitely, definitely. But we got 10 fights, so we can start, I believe. Like we are ready. So, takže jestli jste připraveni, můžeme začít, dámy a pánové. I will say it in Czech, yeah?
Why not?
Dámy a pánové, Octagon 50, výroční, pojďme se bavit, dneska to bude jeden velký ohňostroj. Děkujeme, že jste tady, znamená to pro nás jako vždy strašně moc, celý svět. Octagon 50, Ostrava, začínáme, ahoj!
The fighting town of Ostrava. We will be having mixed martial arts fight tonight that take place in the Octagon cage, which is the shape of a circle. And you will be using standing up techniques such as boxing, Thai boxing, karate, and lots of others. And if the fight continues to the ground, we have wrestling, jiu-jitsu, judo, and all sorts of other grappling techniques that can be utilized. The fights will be fought over 3 5-minute rounds, apart from our 2 title fights tonight, which will be 5-minute rounds each. And the match can end via knockout, submission, or a referee's stoppage. And if none of that happens, we go to the judges' scorecards at the end of the fight. The deciding factors will be strike impact and efficiency, dominance on the ground, and overall aggressiveness and control of the fight. Here we go, Brian. Octagon 50 here in the fighting town of Ostrava.
The Golden Jubilee is upon us, and this is the fight card that we are set to enjoy. These are the prelims. You take a look at that. Comrade versus Novak, our YouTube-free prelim will kick us off. Rashka versus Kotalik. A fantastic fight that is against 2 former teammates. Then we'll see Kurtesh with the debutante Deirdrick making that walk to the cage in the welterweight division. Lightweight action with Kuznik versus Hosenpaul. Kuznik, one of Ostrava's own, will surely have the crowd behind him. Then Rafael Javier versus the UK's Dan Vinny. Outstanding battle of light heavyweights, both with a huge finish rate. Vinny, 24 victories, 24 by 24 victories,
23 by way of finish. Javier, 12 wins, 10 by way of finish. Both of those are looking to make their march on that light heavyweight crown. But underneath that, so many good fights that will see us kicked off here in the Ostrava Arena. You can already hear the atmosphere behind us filling up nicely. This place has been so special in the history of Octagon, and it feels like we are ready for another night of fantastic fights. We saw the Tip Sport Game Changer kickoff here, Luke, back at Octagon 40. We will also have it kick off the next season in the lightweight division. That is exciting, right? The names they've already announced, absolutely huge.
Yeah, March, we'll see the start of the next Tip Sport Game Changer. But we're supposed to end here in Ostrava as well, but we have the finale of that coming up after Christmas. The December 29th card in Prague itself, we'll get to find out who's going to take home 300,000 euros before we start off the second attempt for that next year in the lightweight division, where they've named a lot of people. We might see more names get jumped into that tonight with some of the victories.
Yeah, sitting and waiting. A lot of the press were asking, what is the deal with Lozan Keita? Will he enter that? Ronnie Paradiso has already been announced. Ivan Bukinger, I've got to say, from Slovakia, there's a huge swell of already comments online saying they want him to be part of it. But anyway, moving on to our main card of the night. Shiroki from Ostrava versus Kotalik, stepping in on short notice for Nafuka. He will kick the card off on the main card. Peñas versus Magna. Peñas making the return after a year away from a horrible elbow injury. Dislocated that by taking on Oli Magna. Oli Magna already strangled two Octagon legends inside the cage in Kotalik, and Baba Yaga will be looking to do the same. Then maybe the people's main event, Vlado Lengal versus Samuel Bach. Moving us to our two title fights, Ronnie Paradiso versus Bukinger in the co-main event. And then Nico Samsonidze versus Keita will be our featherweight title fight, the main event of the night. But we start right here and the free YouTube prelim. Miguel Comrade making his return. He will take on Marko Novak. Two fighters who have proved themselves many times before, but who will be victorious in this fight between Comrade and Novak? After 16 long months, the number 12 ranked featherweight Miguel Comrade returns to the Octagon cage. Has 7 wins on his record, 4 of which have come inside the limit. Miguel Comrade! With 10 fights for Octagon and wins over the likes of František Fodor, Ondra Petrashek and Roman Paulus, he is rightly considered the heavy favourite in this bout against Thai boxer Marko Novak. Novak is waiting for his first victory in mixed martial arts in Octagon, alongside winning the Slovak side of the Octagon Underground Pyramid. Marko Novak! He also managed to make a big impression on fans, with a great performance that brought the audience to its feet in the Festhal Arena less than 3 months ago. Conrad's strengths lie heavily in his grappling capabilities, a realm which he is far more experienced than his opponent. Although Novak the striker has already managed to achieve 2 wins by submission in MMA, and if he could make it 3 in Ostrava, that would be a huge statement against the grappler Conrad. So off we go, making the first walk to this cage on the historic event. That is Octagon 50, is Marko Novak. Novak debuted for Octagon back in Frankfurt, took on Dennis Ilbay, is now 2-1, lost that fight, but he was winning rounds 1 and 2, then faded badly in round number 3. He said he learnt a lot from that fight. When you look at his record as well, 2-1, both of his victories come by way of submission, which is surprising, Luke, when you look at his career in Muay Thai and kickboxing. 59-20-4 is his record, former and multiple time kickboxing and Muay Thai champion. But this is a man who many say they like the fact he's moved into mixed martial arts, because alongside Muay Thai, while he was training, every session they would finish with jiu-jitsu or wrestling. So even that when he was there just purely competing in kickboxing, he was already priming himself for this career in mixed martial arts.
And when we see these people cross over with the great backgrounds, that's normally what they lack. They lack that experience, that mat time, that feeling, understanding the grappling feel for such a long time before practicing it in a professional realm. It has huge advantages because people just expect him to be a striker, and then he grabs wins via submission. So sometimes it's surprising to see him get those submission victories, but having the history that he has, it's no surprise to us, Brian.
Yeah, especially when we talk to Andre Novotny, who knows the camp, knows the trainers particularly well. It is a phenomenal skill set he brings, and he kind of learned in his last fight, because with Ilbait, he took on the boxer and he grappled him, and he realized it's a different gas tank, Luke. Totally different as far as how much he realized he would use if he uses that type of game plan. However, tonight, he's coming up against Miguel Comrade, who we will welcome to the cage now. And here he comes, Miguel Comrade. A real fan favorite here, making the walk once again. Now, this has been a long time coming. This is his first fight back in Octagon since July of 2022. Lost to David Moon in that fight by TKO. That broke a 3-fight win streak in Octagon. And that 3-fight win streak he credits to his change in mentality, Luke. He said, look, I was putting so much pressure on myself for every single fight that it broke me outside of the fight. In the fight, I struggled to live with the life of being a fighter. And he said, then I let it all go. I said, look, let's just enjoy what you do. Enjoy stepping in there. And that led to the most successful patch in his career. Though, since that, he has now lost his last 2 fights. He feels that this is his chance to get back in the win column and maybe his last chance to fight on a big stage like this.
Yeah, and that mental game really gets tested now when you're coming back up the losses and you have to dig deep mentally and get in there against such a dangerous man as well in Novak in the striking realms too. Your belief, your self-belief has been shook, your foundation has been shook, and you have to come back. You know that if you do not pass the test tonight, that could be the end of your Octagon career. A big weight that he's carrying on his shoulders mentally that he needs to break through. You know, for me, that's never a good position to be in, especially when you come in here with all those pressures and then the added crowd and everything that we have. He really has to prove that to me tonight.
Yeah, he is stepping in though, Luke, with a skill set that could be perfect against Novak. You look at Comrade's background in grappling, a record of 42-9 in grappling competitions, which when you know the level of grappling in the Czech Republic, in Slovakia, in Middle Europe, it really is outstanding that at that level, he achieved so many victories in pure grappling competitions. This the tail of the tape. 2 years the younger is Novak. He has a slight height and reach advantage. The experience in the side of Miguel Comrade, as are the tip sport odds. 142 to 277 in favor of Comrade, making his return here to the Octagon cage. This is our YouTube free prelim. This, the first night of the historic, the landmark event, the Golden Jubilee event that is Octagon 50. It has been a long road. December 2016 is when this all began, and now we are set. We are ready for the 50th event. What a year 2023 has been, a spectacular year that has seen us do tournaments in 4 countries, and now we are back in Ostrava. Let's get this underway. Let's hand it to Andre Novotny.
První zápas. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are ready to start tournament Octagon 50. Before I will introduce you both fighters, they will fight in a featherweight bout scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds with Grzegorz Szczepaniak as a referee. Let me introduce you first, blue corner. He's 29 years old, stands 180 centimeters tall, weight in 66.1 kilo. Represents Hanuman Gym Bratislava and Chaos Bratislava. Coaches in his corner are Fero Starý, Robert Anthony, and Kamil Cibinski. He has a professional record of 2 fights in MMA, 1 win and 1 loss. Coming and represent Slovakia, Marko Novak. Across the cage in the red corner, 31 years old, 178 centimeters tall, weight in 66.3 kilos. Represents Gorilla MMA Gym, and the coaches in his corner are Pepa Gorilla Král, Patrik Balog, and Ivan Ilinsky. He has a professional record of 18 fights, 8 wins, 10 losses, 5 finishes, and this is his 11th fight in Octagon. Fighting out of Czech Republic, Miguel Comrade.
Gentlemen, you know the rules. Always protect yourself. Always listen to my command. If I said stop, you will stop. Touch gloves. Back to the corners.
Back to their corners they go. Miguel Comrade in the red corner, black shorts, taking on Marko Novak, white shorts, blue corner, me, Brian Lacey, alongside Luke Barnett here at Octagon 50, live from the Ostrava Arena. This, the first of 10 epic fights we have for you tonight. They touch gloves and off we go. Now the battle, Luke, many have talked about is, can Comrade get this to the mat? And can he get through the elite striking of Marko Novak?
Yeah, Novak starting off fairly nice on his feet, moving well, doesn't want to be pinned into a corner and up against the fence like he's going to get now. So the idea was good, but very, very powerful start from Comrade as he gets into the mat instantly, wraps up that
look
wrist.
at this.
Beautiful work with that deep underhook and goes straight to ground and pound.
Oh, look at that, big shots coming in. Now he's got the wrist right and the shots coming in.
And takes the back as well with that one hook. Goes out, needs to be careful with his hips being so high. Novak trying to work back to his feet.
There has been a different intensity about Miguel Comrade around the hotel. Usually laughs, jokes. You know, you can have nice conversations with him, but there's been like a focused look in his eye where you don't want to disturb him. He has been zoned in, and now he has the backpack on Marko Novak. Damage already on the right eye there of Novak.
Yeah, an explosive start from Comrade and got himself to a fantastic position. All that weight now on top of Novak, and Novak trying to do the best he can, but he's pinned up really, really well. Has this right leg pinned across the midsection, and then that left hook is deep as well. So great position here for Comrade. He doesn't seem, he seems to be able to stay here for a while, I feel. He's got control of that wrist still, drops back, gives up on it. Needs to be careful of this Kimura attempt here from Novak as he's trying to lace that arm.
Look at the damage on the right eye there, Luke, already now picked up. And Comrade, he spent the last couple of weeks of his training camp out in Thailand with the likes of Vlasto Chepo, David Cosmo, one of his training partners. He's also good friends with Kohut, so...
Beautiful broomstick takedown there, straightening that leg across the back. Doesn't quite convert it, but beautiful ideas. And like you said, the welt on the eye or the bruise is really coming out on that right eye. It's hard to really see the extent of the damage at this point, but it's big so quickly.
But Comrade able to get it into the position he needed straight away. Oh, nasty foot stomp there.
Nasty is the word. Those always make me, I don't know, tense up when I see those happen.
But Comrade still again trying to keep his hold. Novak doing well though, staying composed, Luke, which is the key, right? Don't panic in these positions.
Yeah, especially with such a frantic start from Comrade, really expelling a lot of energy now, looking for these takedowns and working very, very hard here to control the fight. And is so far, but like you said, Novak doing well. Doesn't want to quite go back to his feet, doesn't want to elevate because he knows he's going to try and remat him here and take him down. So he's been keeping that hand on the mat and waiting his time. Doesn't want to overextend up and get taken down, waiting for the right timing. Deep in now on this double, good wide legs though from Novak. Great takedown defense being displayed so far.
You're almost going to splits there to keep this down, but that ankle pick is there once again for Comrade. He loves that takedown, Luke.
Yeah, beautiful work there to reach through for the leg. But again, not taking much damage, apart from the very opening of the round. Novak's avoided damage since he's been pinned up against the cage.
Yeah, 1 minute 50 seconds now left in round number one. Strong start from Miguel Comrade. And when we were talking to Andre Novotny, who knows the camp and Miguel extremely well, they were saying he needs a good first couple of minutes because then his mind can relax, and he's delivered exactly that, Luke.
Yeah, especially coming off the losses that he is and the situation he's in with Octagon. He needed that builder because now his confidence will grow. He's felt how powerful he is, and we knew that was the answer to Novak, to get him to the ground. He did it very, very quickly and impressively as well. And now almost Novak giving up on trying to stand back up to his feet as these legs are pinned. He's almost sitting on the ankles there.
Yeah, he's wrapped them up, right? And Novak doing nothing to try and free them. What's the key to getting those legs? Well, now he does. Turns on his side,
He turns on the side and tries to twist out, maybe go to a half butterfly, does well there. But again, good work from Conrad. Goes back to the ankle, grasping on that left side and laying some more shots down now. Final minute in this first round. All Conrad so far. Novak doing good defensive work, but it is defensive work. Hasn't seen any offense from him.
Now he's free. Oh, he steps in with the knees, though. This is his bread and butter, the clinch game in particular, Luke.
And like you said, has been very relaxed. And Comrade has been emitting loads of energy, loads of power, trying to overwhelm Novak. And Novak stayed chilled, stayed relaxed, and now is going to work with this beautiful clinch.
Yeah, that's extremely positive body language in particular, right, Luke? Not to step back and look for space, but to step back into it and looking to impose himself against Comrade now.
Yeah, it needs to make a statement, really, if he wants to try and get this round. Got 20 seconds. At the moment, definitely still down, unless he can get a big shot off. Maybe as they separate here, 10 seconds.
That head position is great, though, just keeping it under the chin, under the base, on the beard there of Miguel Comrade.
And definitely great mentally to finish the round like this. Beautiful work to get on top and finish the round, you know, in the victorious situation. But I'd say in the judges' scorecard, he definitely lost that one. 4.5 minutes on the back foot. A little bit of offense at the very last 30 seconds. Great mentally for him going into this second, and maybe not so great, you know, in the corner of Conrad. As you can see in there, deep breath. He had to use a lot of energy there, Brian.
Yeah, you talked about it there. You said that he was exerting. And again, even though he was in control, Luke, he was having to work to stay in control against Marko Novak. And those wounds that you can see the cut person dealing with there on Novak above that right eye, they're pretty superficial, right? The gas tank is probably the key attribute right now. And just look at the body language of Comrade.
It's going to be super interesting to see how this second round starts after the end of that first. Like I said, it's very explosive. We see here in the highlights, this is when the damage was caused. Big elbows, big shots early by utilizing that deep underhook on the left side and wrapping that wrist. But then, from that moment on, for about 3.5 minutes, he had total control, but didn't really cause any damage. And in the last 30 seconds, we saw the change, the sway in momentum as Novak managed to get those knees off. Let's see how the fight starts. I feel like a rush from Comrade is super important to try and get control early on. Again, if he can't, he might start to struggle.
Off we go, round number 2, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds here at Octagon 50. Conrad in the red corner, Novak in the blue.
And Novak establishing himself a lot better in the second round. Trying to find that jab, controlling the distance.
Oh,
nice deep up the middle, but that leg gets caught. Good work there from Comrade. Nice idea, failed, but great idea.
Yeah, tried to push him back towards the cage.
But this is what he doesn't want to be doing. He doesn't want to be guessing, getting caught on these feints and biting. Comrade doesn't want to try and deal with the mystical striking. It's very deceptive. You never know what's quite going to come up.
And this clinch as well. We've seen him do good work against Dennis Ilbay in this position. Oh, Comrade, nice little uppercut, though, in the middle.
And again, very powerful in this situation is Novak.
Deceptively, right? When you look at their bodies, their frames, you'd bet all you basically bet your house that Comrade would be the stronger of the two. But right now, Novak able to manipulate the situation, get the control against the cage.
Yeah, leverage, all about that reach advantage and how he's leveraging on the head. Now just great head position from him. Key to be in the chest, be underneath the jaw and control the head of Conrad. And Conrad not very comfortable here. Trying to get outside, maybe going to see an outside trip. But I'd be surprised if Novak wanted to take this one down. I think Novak should maybe even step away and start landing shots. Maybe a nice short elbow or knee. There we see
these
the
are
knees.
nice. These are nice. You can see Comrade responding to that as well, trying to cover that midsection.
And maybe just, you know, depleting the gas tank here of Conrad, because you saw that at the end of that first round. He really was breathing heavy.
When you're in there, when you are so connected with an opponent, can you feel that fade? Can you feel that diminishing that energy or power?
Definitely, there's moments where you can sense it. It's like a third sense, especially when they take those deep, deep breaths. And when the round ends, that's why it's so important in training, and you get told, don't show that you are tired. You know, great work there from Comrade with the arm drag to escape. But you can feel the, especially like with the knees, sometimes the knee will just get through, and you feel this energy get sucked out of them and fall out of them. Great recovery here so far, though, from Comrade. Good double underhooks to switch this round in front of the commentary box.
He's got to watch that knee.
Good head position. Again, great head position been on display constantly from Novak.
Really technical, uses the cage really well. And again, when you moved from Muay Thai to MMA, Muay Thai, you're in a ring where there's so much give on the ropes, whereas the cage is the perfect way to catch an opponent, right?
It's a completely different sport, and it's one of the parts of the sport that's really underestimated in my eyes for the strikers that are coming over from Thai boxing. But they have great physical form in the clinch and a great understanding of. You'd be so surprised when you put a wrestler and a Thai boxer together how good the Thai boxers do early on in the Greco-Roman style upper body wrestling. Once they can utilize the freestyle, get to the lower body as well, and understand the cage here like Novak does, you can really get a good crossover from the two.
Just listening to the corner there of Miguel Comrade, the slight frustration in their voices. Oh!
Nice elbow there.
Oh, nice. Now he's got the clinch again. Knees coming in, 1 minute 30 seconds still left in. He's dropped him. Big knee there from Novak. Oh, Comrade covering up. That was huge, Luke. Solid knee there. Just put him down to his knee. He's cut him as well. A cut on the forehead. Big shots coming in from Novak.
They're dropping back to it. Backwards here, in a lot of trouble covering up. For me, it was that elbow left hand that started it off, and then another knee that makes him land. He needs to defend himself here, does Comrade.
What a turnaround, though, from round number 1 to round 2. Look at Novak dominating.
Still a full minute left here, Brian.
Plenty of oh, dropping the elbow. Big elbows coming down. The referee on top. He's called it. That is it. Marko Novak with his first victory in the Octagon cage. And he does it against Miguel Comrade. Devastating finish, Luke.
Well, we said the mental game of Comrade is where it really matters here, and he came out early, on top, a lot of explosive energy, got a great takedown, and was winning the fight for the first 4.5 minutes. As soon as it didn't go his way, you saw him fold. You saw him inside of him just break, and in the second round, he poured it on, poured it on, poured it on, found an opening. Beautiful, I hope we get to see it. Left over elbow, left straight, that opened up the knee. And then that finish with the elbows at the end. Great work there from Novak.
And you look at the weapons that caused the beginning of the end, Luke. They are Muay Thai weapons he's transitioned into MMA. The elbows, the knees, and even dropping the elbows in the guard there, which led to the referee finally calling the stop. That was beautiful to see. The composure in round 1, and then this to finish it in round number 2. Luke, talk us through it.
Here we see the left knee coming up. We might see the one that drops him. But this was what was the change in the fight, when he managed to get this control. Maybe we see this elbow. But in the Thai plum, he was absolutely dominant, showing that leverage and that control. Here's the big left knee that drops him, gets through the guard. And then from there, it was just inevitable, matter of time before he manages to hammer him down with a barrage of shots. Beautiful elbows to pierce through the guard and get the finish here. Great work from the referee. Comrade really just no movement, not answering, nothing there to defend himself.
And there's the stats. Look at the numbers: 96 to 44, 51 to 29.
For me, Marko Novak, what he displayed, which is more important, is in the first round he had to wrestle and he had to defend and he had to get back to his feet, and he did that very, very effectively. So for a Thai boxer moving into MMA, the first round is extremely positive for him.
Set and ready we are to announce this one. And again, the joy of victory, the bitter taste of defeat. You can see Miguel Comrade taking his gloves off already. Not sure if that is a sign. But the highs and the lows of this sport, it is the beauty and the beast of it, right, Luke?
I mean, the highest moments and the lowest lows, but I feel like Comrade mentally definitely was broken in that one. We'll pass it over now to Andre Novotny to make it official.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we know the results of the first fight. Your referee has called stop to the action in the second round after 4 minutes and 7 seconds, and the winner by TKO, coming from the blue corner, Marko Novak. Tak Marko, gratulace k prvnímu vítězství v MMA, v Octagonu, jinak už jsme se takhle vítězně vydávali v undergroundu. Tak jak to chutná dneska?
Kokos, paráda. Akože strašne príjemný pocit, len po tej prvej prehre, čo som mal, tak som si povedal, že už ďalší už to musí byť, nebudem mať tej prehry po sebe a strašne dobrý pocit, krása.
Nezačalo to úplně nejlépe, nicméně to si čekal, že Miguel půjde po tom takedownu, začal tě tam krmit údery, tak co jsi říkal takhle ve 3. minutě prvního kola, kdy jsi ležel na zádech a Konrád po tobě tancoval?
Tak hlavne mu nedať ten chrbát, nejak sa držať pri tom pletive, nenehať ho výsť mi na chrbát. A potom v druhom kole som sa viac si dal do hlavy rady trénerov, že musím viac útočiť, ne iba brániť tie takedowny. A to bola našťastie správna cesta, no tak to vyšlo.
Nám se zdálo, že ten zápas rozhodli ty tvoje kolena na střed, že se tam Miguel začal lámat. Vnímal si to stejně v průběhu toho zápasu?
Áno, cítil som to, no, že tam prechádzajú a že po každom tam stiahol tú ruku, že to s tým musel niečo robiť. Takže dobre, no, natáčil do seba ten tiebox.
60 thaiboxerské klinče, fantastická věc, konec konců o toho tady máš Fera Starýho, který to do tebe hučel posledních 20 let tvýho života. Spousta men, českých i slovenských, je v 66, tak máš nějaké ty v hlavě?
Ja v hlave toho vášho grafika, čo mi dal tú prvú fotku na ten versus, to neviem, prečo vybral práve tu, tak jeho by som chcel vyzvať akurát, tak aj inak nemám nikoho.
OK, tak já se grafika zeptám, to domluvíme a třeba někdy příště na nějakém turnaji. Děkujeme moc, Marko Novák, první vítěz dnešního večera.
Marko Novak beats Michal Comrade by TKO in the second round. And after suffering some losses, he really knew that he had to win tonight. He's seen some wins in Octagon Underground, and even though this had an unfortunate start, Miguel really was going for that takedown. He saw him on his back for a while, just pushing him on to the cage. He knew that he had to be more active in the second round, and it was really his knees that decided the fight and his background in Thai box that really helped him out.
So there we have it. Marko Novak claiming his first victory inside the Octagon cage, and what a way to do it. Turning it around after that very difficult first round there, Luke. But, you know, that's what you need right in the fight, and he has the experience in Muay Thai. Now he's gaining it in mixed martial arts. Outstanding finish.
Yeah, that's what I saw in that fight, a development from a Thai boxer to a mixed martial artist. The first round did not go his way, had to do with a lot of wrestling, offense.
Moj plný sa senil.
My English is zero, okay?
Thank you, Berlin. You better find. I know it.
I understand. You understand?
There you got to witness some of the dance moves. Luke, one day we'll see your dance moves in there, right?
They're not. They've got to pay me a lot of money. They've got to pay me a lot of money. They are valuable. They are valuable dance moves.
I can testify
the next
to that.
two that we get to see dances, Mikhail Kotalik taking on Andre Rashka.
Yeah, this is a fight between two former teammates, roommates from Octagon Challenge Season 2. Both of them are looking to get back in the win column. This is an all-or-nothing fight for them. Kotalik has had plenty of problems outside the cage. Also missed weight by 400 grams yet again. Back-to-back issues with cutting weight. Andre Rashka, Ostrovar's own. Professional vet by trade, then loves to fight alongside that. Saving animals by day, knocking people out by night. But these two both looking to make their mark tonight here in Ostrava. Andres Rashka and Mikhail Kotalik. This is the most important fight of their career and could decide their future in Octagon. Kotalik has faced hard times recently. After returning to the cage after a 4-year-long break, he is still waiting to claim his first victory. Today is his chance to turn a corner in his life and career as he takes on his former teammate.
Straight away, he's got him in trouble.
Andre Andres Rashka has also had his fair share of difficulties. An injured shoulder took the veteran out of action for 2 long years, and his return to action at the Stranica Stadium ended in disappointment. The Jetsam Gym representative is back, and what's more, on home turf. With his fans in Ostrava fully behind him, he'll be looking to claim his 5th victory for the promotion.
And again, chopping, my goodness.
Their destiny is in their own hands, but whose future will bring them victory in Ostrava? So here we go. This guy might get not such a warm reception. We saw it last night, Luke. At the Octagon Time press conference, he faced off against Rashka, and the Rashka army were out in force. But Mikhail Kotalik knows that he will only face one man inside the cage, and he says he is ready to do that. You look at this man's record, it is 6-6, but those 6 victories he's got, Luke, are all by finish. 4 knockouts and 2 submissions. He is a fantastic boxer, been doing that
since the age of 13. He is an intense, intimidating fighter in the cage, and many say you have to weather that first 3-4 minutes against him. If you can get through what is a tsunami of violence, then you have a chance of beating this man, but those first 4 minutes could be the longest of your life.
And one of the stories for this fight, he's the only man, I believe, on the card to fight for Octagon 1 and Octagon 50.
Luke Barnett bringing the stats.
There you
What's
went.
happened?
It's